Are you buying and selling cryptos on the same laptop that you're using to browse the internet, read your email, and visit social media sites? If so, you're exposing your cryptos to theft. Whenever you're online, you're at risk of getting hacked and having your identity stolen. How would you feel if someone stole all of your cryptos? What would that do to your finances? Guard your cryptos with a safe and secure laptop from CALIX Solutions. Each laptop is set up just for you and your cryptos, and then we walk you through exactly how it works. Don't risk the security of your cryptos. Order a crypto laptop from CALIX Solutions now to secure your crypto future. Learn more at calixsolutions.io.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Women's Voices. I am Clara Bose, and I am so happy and grateful to get to be the hostess of this show here on Bitcoin Bends Network. I wanted to open tonight with the national anthem because as I was praying and meditating before I started, the line came to me from the end of the song, of course, which we all know and we all take pride in, that we are the land of the free and the home of the brave. But our topic tonight, I'm going to actually challenge us on that. And although that is our potential, there is a part of my heart which feels like that's not 100% true. First of all, we have children in this country who are not free, who are actually being trafficked. And I personally do not think that our media is doing anywhere near justice. What should be done talking and eradicating this industry here in our country? We, unfortunately, are the number one country in the world for child trafficking. This is absurd. And this is something that should be number one in our newspapers, in our media coverage every single day until it's absolutely stopped. Second of all, are we really the home of the brave? Because we were all there during the big pandemic test to see what we would do if the government took us over and told us we had to be masked and jabbed. And I personally was in Las Vegas. I can only speak for that city. It was not the land of the free or the home of the brave. We were forced to wear masks. I couldn't go in to use a bathroom at Starbucks if I didn't have one on. I tried to go as many places as possible without one. Most people just complied and wore a mask while they were even working out at the gym, for heaven's sakes. But I know that if we had truly been the land of the free and the home of the brave, that we would have said, absolutely, hell no, we're not wearing these things while we're at the gym. We are free people and we'll wear what we feel is right for us and our bodies. So I challenge this line of the national anthem, and I welcome my next guest of my season. She is on a return visit with us. This is the CEO of Lotus Shadows, and they are a company that she and her husband started themselves to take on the child trafficking industry because they were sick and tired of hearing about kids that are going unrescued, and they are both military in their backgrounds, and so they are actually going in themselves and extracting children from these horrific situations. So I do have one true patriot with me today who is going to give us all some tips on how we can be more free, we can have more courage, and how we can all help with this serious problem here in our country. So without further ado, my beautiful friend from Lotus Shadows, Sheila, thank you so much.
And thank you so much for having me.
Oh my gosh, I would speak to you every day if I could. This is so upsetting and it's so close to my heart. What can you tell us about what you feel about my opening statement? Do you think that we need to step it up as a country with more courage?
We absolutely need to. We need to, when you see something, say something. We need to do a lot more to protect the children in general. I love that we share the same feelings on, we're not indoctrinating our children. We're not doing so many different things to our children. We need to keep the innocent, and we need to nurture the things that come from within. We need to guide them to a path that also informs them of what dangers are out there. And we had talked about that before we started the show. And that's absolutely one thing that we can do is we can say, hey, listen, I want education. I want, we need exposure. We need education. And those things we need to say, we're demanding it. Every time we speak, we're asked, how can we get the information? Are kids being educated? Do they know what to do? Do they, we can tell them stranger danger all day. But what else can you give us? And that's something that, we are helping develop. We are specifically, our mission is to recover the child and bring them to the appropriate aftercare facility, which is also vetted by a fantastic team of people with Lotus Shadows, where their specific purpose is to vet those facilities to ensure that they're not part of the problem. Believe it or not, some aftercare facilities and people that you think were just holier than now and
that's terrible. I've heard of
are
that.
Exploiting the children
orphanages
themselves.
Throughout the world, a lot of times are some of the places which are actually providing kids.
Yes, so we do vet the aftercare facilities, and I do want to honor my husband. My husband is actually the CEO.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's the director. I'm the director of operations and co-founder. I mean,
yeah.
I'm
I know
thing.
you guys are a
No,
team.
and we did do it together.
He's a sweetie pie. Yes,
but he is wonderful.
He's
and
technically the CEO. Okay.
And of course, I thank you for having me here again to speak to what the needs are, other than, obviously we need more recovery teams, people that are actually doing it, not saying that they're doing it. And we need more long-term care facilities specifically for children.
Yes. And even just the awareness of that, I think for those of you at home, really look into these companies before you just send your money to someone thinking like, oh, UNICEF, maybe they'll help us out or whatever. Make sure that you're at least, know somebody who has experience with those companies and can really vouch for them. With Sheila and Matt, they are friends of my family, so I definitely vouch for them. And if you are looking to find a place to invest the money that you're making with your Bitcoin, I say give it to these guys because they're actually going in. And I know of specific stories where they have gone in and actually gotten kids out themselves. And I'm just so grateful for what they're doing. And I do ask you guys at home to help spread the word any way that you can. Post about their website. Post when you see something like about Tim Ballard or the Sound of Freedom movie, let people know that this is a real problem. This is not some just underground, a couple people are dealing with this. This is millions of children all over the world, and their focus is American children.
Yes, the legal avenue to do so.
That's awesome.
As far as locating them, that's working in
awesome.
conjunction with the State Department for Non-American Children. But as far as being able to facilitate the recovery and to the appropriate aftercare facility, we have the absolute ability to do so with American children.
And if somebody sends you some money, what are some examples of what that money would be going for? Because I know a lot of people like me just want to help, if they could just send $100 or something and just know that what would it go for?
It could go towards the safe house. It could be in transporting. That might facilitate half the cost of some hotel rooms. And sometimes in places that we go that it might be a little more low key, we might actually be able to get a meal in a hotel room in certain parts of the country. For $100. One of the things that people don't realize that we need to do is we need to actually redress these children into new, clean clothes, and really get them cleaned up, whether they go straight to emergency services or not. We do have a trauma specialist in the recovery when this occurs. So when a child is recovered, they are triaged, and so we do ensure they get the appropriate medical care as part of the recovery to the long-term or short-term aftercare facility that they would go to. So I can speak to that. That is one of the things that people don't realize. A pair of sneakers and snacks for the ride, waters, a case of water. The basics. Yeah, we need gear, but we did start knowing that, we needed some things and we had some things and we were able to, get things done with, limited but not necessarily limited equipment. So that would have been the higher cost. You have a team go out, airfare, hotels. There's so many different scenarios where I can say where that money goes.
That's awesome. And I know that you guys on your site and on your pamphlets, it says that you have also access to some of the top technologies that it takes to be able to do this kind of work. So I'm sure all the technical supplies are very expensive too.
When people realize that you're the real deal, and unfortunately we did have to go and find that out the hard way. We went to go work for someone that was writing the coattails of a movie.
Wow.
And, philanthropists, looking to make more money in the event that they came across a child. Would they rescue them? Absolutely. They're human American people.
Yeah.
But the purpose isn't necessarily entwined with what our purpose is. It has to be true. Has to be pure. If you're looking for money or fame in this business, you can get people killed. You can get people killed. You can get your team killed. Yes, we need education and exposure. Sound of Freedom. Tim Ballard, that was willing to do that. He put a target on his back. And that's not something I would ever want to do. So yes, we need more movies like that. Are they more impactful when they're based on true stories? Absolutely. But in order to share a true story, if all of everything's not tied up and secure, you put yourself in jeopardy. You put your family in jeopardy, you know.
And the team in jeopardy. And that's probably like what you're saying. When they went and were trying to work before, they weren't seeing as many people rescued as they wanted to. And so that's why they have certain undercover ways of doing things that are not going to get the same kinds of publicity.
Oh, yeah.
You want to get the job done.
Absolutely.
You
And
don't need the glory.
exactly. So we come from, you know, the spec ops community, special operations in general, search and rescue. You know, we have medical staff, but it's really the bulk of who we are is operators, military special operators, search and rescue, prior law enforcement. Those are the people that are truly conducting the recovery operation. And the pride always came from within. I come from the world of protecting ICBMs, you know, intercontinental ballistic missiles. And, you know, yes, it might be on my performance report and I could talk about it, but it's inappropriate to me. You know, there's a reason that I find that inappropriate. You know, strategic management is my thing. Operational strategic management. That's not something I think that should be discussed in the open. We have to let people know we're here, that we're the real deal. Please donate. Please help us. Please show up to an event that we might end up having, you know, and send us some information. You go to our website. You go to www.lotus-shadows.org. Contact us. Ask us, you know, people ask all the time, how can I help? Shoot me a message. Shoot me a message. I will respond.
That's awesome. And it's lotus-shadows.com. Maybe we can get a link to that in our video today on YouTube and the various sites so that people can just easily click on Lotus-Shadows. Because if you don't have that dash, it's a little bit hard to find the website. I had that problem myself. So lotus-shadows.org.
Yes, correct. And if you go to .com, you'll get to .org. So don't worry.
Okay, so that you can do, but you have to have the dash.
You do have to have the dash, which actually helps you spell Lotus Shadows. You wouldn't believe it, how many times I messed this up when we first started. It's pretty comical.
And if there's a way that you have, you know, if you have an idea for getting their message out, or if you just want to send them some money. Also, she was telling me a little bit before the show about possibly partnering with DARE to help get out the education. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily that, you know, I want to partner with DARE because we really have to focus on the rescue. Yes. Because not everybody's doing it. And then some people that are doing it, I did want to clarify that, you know, people are doing it, but there's a lot more involved with rescuing children. There's a lot more things, you know, that you have to do. Yeah. And we're willing to do it. It has to be done. And we have some small children.
And the aftercare.
Yes. So the focus needs to be there. Yes. But as we have talked to the community as far as, you know, we're here, if you see something, say something, you don't feel comfortable maybe talking to the police for whatever reason. There's a lot of reasons that people get anxious and they, you know, fail to report. Give me a call. I'm going to waste her time. What, you're going to waste 5 seconds of my time and you might save a life. Please contact us.
Yes, she's mentioned this to me before, just socially, like she really wants people, even if you just have a question, is this something that I should, you know, take to the next level? Just ask her. That's what she's here for. So just go to her site, shoot her an email and just see if this is an appropriate, you know, next step to take or whatever your question may be for how you can get involved. You could save a child's life and you could also just help by, you know, raising the awareness so that this does get to be more of a mainstream conversation that happens. I know that nowadays, like at my son's school, they put a whole course about vaping. And I'm like, okay, so that's good. Like vaping is not a great thing to do. And I'm like, but did they talk about this drug, did they talk about any of these? They're like, no, they didn't talk about anything except vaping. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But there's a lot of other really dangerous things in the world that I want to make sure are taking a priority in school education, at least, you know, to have a day to talk about it or, you know, a number or something that people know is a safe place to call. What are your thoughts on that?
I kind of got away with myself. So I wanted to explain that, yes, we had discussed how we needed to, you know, kind of get that DARE program boosted. Some of the parents aren't aware that it exists, and in some places they just don't have the capabilities to ensure the program might be running the way that it's supposed to. So what we've been talking with is our local community leaders, and they all seem to be on board with the fact that getting a look into the DARE program, ensuring that it's successfully being run, tips that we would be able to assist them with, letting them know where the most current data is and who to put them in contact with if they have questions, with other people that are in the education business of human trafficking, so that they can address how to prevent human trafficking in the event that you are taken. What can you do as a child,
Wow.
And I know that this is dark, but this is the type of stuff that saves lives. There's also issues of sextortion, and they get in, hopefully that's something that could be added to the curriculum for the high schoolers. And again, I know people don't want, certain things discussed with their children. At least offer the materials through the DARE program to the parents to review the materials. And, yes, I want my child to attend. No, I don't want them to attend that particular segment. But provide the parents the information so that they can educate their child of these dangers. So I believe, coming from the law enforcement program, that this is the law enforcement's role. This should be part of their mission. And everybody that I've talked to, it's been well received that this should come from the departments, and they should be working in every single school in the entire country in the facilitating DARE. That stuff stuck with me my whole life. and I'm like, so not only are you keeping the kids aware and letting them know the dangers of drugs, you let them know, you maybe, depending on when you talk about it, human trafficking, just being stolen, being kidnapped, the whole stranger danger. And as it progresses, give that material to the parents, because when we speak, we're told that is something that the public is asking for. But are they asking people at those levels? Do they know what to do? Go to the school board meetings, go to these things, ask those questions there. You talk about being brave. You can yell at the TV until you're blue in the face. Get there. Just get there. You get there and listen to what's going on. If you don't hear the question being asked, be brave, be strong. Ask the question that you want the answer to.
I love that.
You can really do
This is Women's
more.
Voices. This is Women's Voices. We really want to encourage each and every one of you. Use your voices. Use the power. We're so blessed in America to still have this freedom of speech, and we don't want it taken from us. We are going to go to an ad break. When we get back, we're going to talk about more ways that you all and I can be brave, and some of the practical tools she has for just being a woman of courage. And we just thank you so much for being here. We'll be right back, you guys.
Ever wondered how safe your online activities really are? How secure is your digital footprint? In the vast realm of the internet, privacy and security are paramount. Without adequate protection, your personal data might be at risk. There are solutions to these issues, and today we're going to talk about two of them. Introducing LIBERY laptops from CALIX Solutions. These cutting-edge devices are meticulously designed to bolster online privacy, providing you the liberty to surf the internet incognito. The World Wide Web can be a wild frontier, but with LIBERY laptops, your online privacy is always protected. We also present you crypto laptops, designed with cryptocurrency users in mind. Equipped to support a myriad of wallets and exchanges, these laptops are tailored for seamless cryptocurrency transactions. They offer enhanced security protocols to keep your digital assets safe. Crypto laptops ensures a secure and smooth cryptocurrency experience. It's time to take control of your online privacy and security. Venture over to CALIX Solutions and explore our Liberty laptops and crypto laptops. Don't forget, our affiliate program lets you earn $50 per sale. Visit calixsolutions.io now or call 702-845-8276 for more information, because your online safety is our priority.
They should be doing.
All right. And we're back on Women's Voices with Sheila from Lotus Shadows, working on the most horrifying problem in our country, which is child trafficking. And they go in and actually extract children from these terrible scenarios and send them back onto the road to recovery and restoration. So one of the things that I just want to let you finish up where we were just at, we were talking about in this conversation, we're talking about how we can, as we the people in our different communities, raise our hands at the board meetings, go to the schools, ask the questions. Don't be afraid to bring this topic up as, with your local government officials as to what are you guys doing about this? What are you doing to make sure that people know, like you give an example. What would be something that, we could be doing on a local level?
Like on a local level, joining the PTA, going to those school board meetings. Some people are scared to go by themselves, and you want to be supportive, but okay, but my friend's not a mother.
Get your friend, yeah.
So what? Your friend's not a mother. You need somebody to go with you. You need a wingman. Ask that friend. Go.
I love that. This is a really good point that you're bringing up, because when it comes to acts of courage, one of the reasons why the governments tried to keep us all in our homes and isolated away from each other is because there's power when we get together and we talk and we give each other courage. If you at home are afraid, to start getting involved in something like this, trust me, you're not alone. Everybody is. I mean, even coming here to do this conversation, I get my anxieties. It's like, I know I'm putting myself out there. These things come to all of our heads. You're not alone if you're feeling afraid, but it's time. It's time to stop being the silent majority. It's time for us, especially as women and mothers, we have to end this. We have to eradicate this industry. And I believe that we can do it, but we need those practical tools for how to get started. And I love your idea. You don't have to take another mother from school. Take your sister, take your mom, take somebody with you that just makes you feel more like yourself, more brave, that you're just going to raise your hand and ask the tough questions at that meeting. It's a great idea.
And that's what I think. And then you go out for coffee after and be like, I did it. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
that's right. And high five because you accomplished something. One of the shows that we had, I brought an ex fighter. She was an MMA fighter, right?
Saw that show.
Okay. Yeah. And she said something that really always stuck with me. She said that your past traumas heal, like childhood traumas, when you go out and do a fight. And I, just wondered, like, why is it that it's actually healing your past traumas? And I think it comes to when we face our fears, when we show up for ourselves, when we prove to ourselves that we can do something, a part of us that is unhealed and feeling, forgotten from our childhood, or feeling forgotten from, just a voice that you've been suppressing. Like, I really want to do something. I want to be one of the heroes in the world. I want to be an angel in the world. If you aren't doing anything, you're sort of suppressing that part of you. But when you actually stand up and take action, or take a step forward, you really start to heal and you start to become more whole as a person. What do you think?
Oh yeah, and strength is contagious. And once you go and you did it once, you can do it again. I mean, some of the people that rescue kids have broken and fallen and learned how to fight that demon every day to get through what they're getting through. PTSD, war related, coming home and getting through the worst parts of that, and understanding that it's not going to go away. And the more you fight, the faster you recover. The resiliency is strong. And people that have suffered are actually not terrible at this type of work because they've known how to recover. They are the resilient warrior. They made it through that. Both men and women. By the way, we have men and women on our team.
I love that.
And they
is
are
awesome.
the best.
That's amazing. Well, one of the things that I've thought about as I address this topic is I remember back in my 20s when I was not a healthy person. I was experimenting with all different kinds of, pharmaceutical drugs and non-pharmaceuticals, and I was drinking and I was in a bad relationship. I mean, it was just a mess. And I heard about this issue at church, and I went home and I called my mom, and I was just like, oh my gosh, Mom, do you know about this? Because it was the first time I ever heard about it. But because I was not healthy myself and I was not in a good place myself, I never did anything. I heard about it, and even to this day, I regret that it's like I wasn't well enough to get started trying to help back then. Because even if just one person could have helped more people become aware, 20 years ago, could that have helped this issue? And I still, just think about that. Like, man, I wish I would have done something the first time I heard about it. I wasn't healthy, so I just wanted to address that and just say, when we take care of ourselves. What are some of the ways that you maintain your health, your physical fitness, as well as your mental fitness, so that you can go in and actually do something heroic?
Well, like I said, a lot of us, the trauma specialists, the military special forces, we've all seen a lot, and some people that I love are still suffering, and I'm hoping that they hit their bottom and I can give them that hand and pull them up, because, I was abusing alcohol. I had to realize, like, alcohol is not good for me. But we talk about what just happened. We process it together. We know we're safe together. We discuss it there. We have ministers that operate. We have, so that the God is there. God is there for the discussion. Not everybody is a believer. But let me tell you, they're just, I got to say that all that we were trained for, we all believe this. We talked about it. We talk about it. All the training that we received was for this beautiful purpose.
Wow. In the military background that you have, you feel that all of that was this massive training program?
Oh, yeah. Everybody's retired.
Wow.
Until you find out they need you. They need you to serve.
Wow.
Because the people are saying they're doing it and they're not.
Wow. This just restores your faith in our military again, right? And the people who are serving, because this is a lifelong commitment. When you sign up to serve our country, even after you go back to civilian life, there you are signing up again.
And that's the thing of it. So, the guys that are, have made it through, and then they're offered an opportunity to go save the children. They're becoming better fathers. They're becoming better husbands. They're seeing their children's birthday party. They didn't miss a half an hour.
Wow.
That the fog clears. The resiliency is there.
Wow.
That recovery time. As we recover the children, we recover from our own demons just quickly, and we have each other.
That's what I'm learning from women that I'm bringing on, is the way that you heal as you serve someone else. As you be brave for someone else, you heal your own traumas.
And they didn't you can't offer someone redemption, but they believe in something greater than themselves. So it's closer to God than they want to see. And we do have a lot of believers. So I'm not trying to say that either.
Yeah. But everybody's in a different place on their journey of spiritual faith. And oh my goodness, trust me, I get it with the kinds of things that I lost my faith back in the day when I saw a documentary about Hiroshima. I was like, oh, okay, there can't be a God. Like, it was just, so I can't even imagine if you're actually in there yourself. So everybody's on their own journey, and I respect that.
But the camaraderie exists again. And that brings a lot of hardships for the veteran, for the combat veteran, for somebody that, has seen trauma, in service, even in the medical field. They've seen a lot. And when there's a shared pain, when there is a shared fight, the bond that is built, the love that is built, the care that is built, and because they're forced to discuss how they're feeling about these things, because I want them to go home to their families, and be able to leave certain things here and go home, but not gone forever. If you need to give me a call tonight, call me tonight.
Okay. So I wanted to ask you specifically, how do you mentally take care of yourself so that you don't go down? Is it a lot through this community? Is that basically your strength, or
my
strength?
Else? I pull up from everywhere. I pull up from everywhere. And I believe that I'm pulled to the things that work fastest for me, because other people need me. I mean, my strength is my children. My children are the reason that I think my eyes were open to what dangers that might be, could
Right.
befall them, and needing to protect them. So many things, but I find strength in the team. I find strength knowing that they need me to show up.
Mm.
They need me to show up.
Yes.
So I'm not just strong for myself. They need me to show up, because when I say people aren't doing it, they're not doing it.
Wow.
So we have to show up. But I'm training other people to be capable of being the next director of operations and
That's awesome.
in other locations, because the need is so great that we
Wow.
need to expand, because we are truly recovering
I
them.
was going to ask you about that, just in terms of what your vision is. When you and your husband talk about this, I mean, for me, I'm just like, let's just get rid of this whole entire trafficking industry. I don't want it I want this to be like, after I'm dead, there is never any more trafficking in this world. What is your dream? What is your vision? What drives you with like a bigger goal?
Oh, I mean, you'd love to see the whole thing eradicated.
Yeah.
But God, I mean, I want my grandchildren, because that's where we're at now.
Okay.
I want my grandchildren, when they're riding their bike, that my biggest fear is that they're going to fall off the bike, not that they're going to be stolen, because that's not going to happen for my children, but for their children. That's the life that I want them to have. I want them to be taught in school, if you can't find a cop, and like I said, that thing comes full circle, going in the school with the dare, it repairs that bond, that relationship, so that you know that the police officer is the good guy. And if you can't find the cop, you find that the mailman. The mailman will help you. The mom will help you. It takes a village to save the children. And we have to come together. We have to wake up. You have to be willing to understand that it's happening, to educate yourself, and to prepare yourself in the event that something were to happen. What would you do? How would you get out? Would you kick the tail lights out the car and put your hands out the window to anybody that can see you if you're put in a trunk? You know, did you put your handprints all over? Did you spit and leave your DNA? All the things that might sound crazy that you need to know, but right now in this climate, this is the stuff that you need to know. So I would like to make such a dent that they got to find a new commodity. They got to find something else to sell.
I love that. I love that. Absolutely. Oh, that's incredible.
So,
Wow. I'm telling you, are you spiritual?
Yes.
Are you a believer in God?
Yes.
Do you believe that it's a spiritual battle? Can we cast these demons out?
I feel like that's the fight we're in.
Okay.
Like it's the good versus evil.
Right.
And you, the people that support you, they're all fighting for the same things. The people that you wouldn't believe, if they know that you believe a certain thing, some of them can't get behind kids. This is an everybody issue. I'll save everybody's kid in the event something like heinous like this happen, if I can. You know, so there's so much dark. Yes, it is that. And when we first started, we were like, we have to do this ourselves or it's not going to happen.
Okay.
The lotus, the flower of life. And I said, we need to give them a chance, but we're going to have to do it in the shadows, in the gap,
Right.
to keep everybody safe.
Right.
And it's just, when we needed something, it showed up. When we needed something like a lawyer, an accountant, oh gosh, I don't have enough money for this operation. It's $3,000 and and it's so close. I can't believe we can't make it 300 short. Who are we going to ask? And I didn't even have to ask them how someone donated exactly. Oh, it was crazy.
Wow.
Because we actually needed 500 and the donation was exactly $500. So
Wow.
if this is deeply spiritual, whether you could believe or not, this,
You've seen God. You've seen God come through.
You see God working
Wow.
to make things happen that, believe me, people have gotten in our way, have created roadblocks.
I bet.
And we're able to circumvent, we're
Wow.
able to redirect and regroup. And
So you believe in the power of prayer more than ever after starting this
and
journey.
it's as simple as, please, well, how are we going to find this different type of accountant? Oh, boom. Here you go.
I love that.
And
That's awesome.
It would be strange to not believe at this point.
Because you've just seen so much evidence of it.
Too many things. I mean, one day you're looking at the little girl and you're like, oh, I could reach out and get her, but this is not something is not what we planned for. And this is not something that the contingency is set up for. You got to regroup, go back again. And man, did that go off without a hitch. But the day before,
wow,
you might not be a shadow anymore. And that's when it's dangerous. So you have to act when it's most.
So it's also a spiritual alignment for you in knowing when the time is right.
That and background.
And sorry?
Excuse me, that and background. Like
background. Yes, of course, just knowing. Yeah, because I'm sure that the mother in you wants to just go grab the kid when you see a child.
Restraint is a big part of this. We are a team. It is a well-oiled machine.
Yes.
And it's...
The military background is the best training camp that you could have ever gone to.
Oh, yeah. And so it is the background. But believe me, if you feel it in your gut, some people might not say it's God. It's God telling you, hey, listen to that.
Yes.
Listen to that.
Absolutely.
And they understand that sometimes you might have to stand down. Sometimes you stand down more than you can go in, but you can't go in kicking the doors in. I mean, we're here to fill in the gap. We're here to work with law enforcement. In most situations, they would be the best to do the recovery themselves. So we're not there to get in the way. We're helped to facilitate the recovery, however it needs to happen.
Wow. Well, my goodness, we're already out of time. This has just completely flown by. I'm going to close out with one last song that's just on my heart to do, but I am just so grateful for you. You are an answer to my prayer when I asked God for help and what can we do? And, he sends these amazing, amazing angels on earth who are going in and getting these jobs done. And we are going to keep supporting you in prayer, keep supporting you financially. Come on, Bitcoin community. We don't want to make all that money for nothing. Let's go save some kids. So I'm going to close out with a song that's on my heart to do. His Eye is on the Sparrow. And thank you so much, Sheila, for taking the time to be with us today.
Thank you. I love this song.
Working, Zoltan. Let's see. Did it pop? Did the cable come out? Yeah, for some reason the pedal stopped working. Is it plugged in? Oh, we're good. Okay, thank you.
Why should I feel discouraged? Why should the shadows come? Why should my heart feel lonely and long for heaven and home? When Jesus is my portion, a constant friend is He. His eyes on my little sparrow, and I know He watches you and me. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free, and His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches you. I know he watches me. I know he watches you and me. The whole world in his hands, the whole world in his hands. He's got this whole world. He's got the itty bitty babies in his hands, the itty bitty babies in his hands, the itty bitty babies in his hand. He's got this whole world. He's got this whole world in his hand. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. And if his eye is on the sparrow, well then I know he watches you. I know he watches us. I know he watches you and me.
Well, once again, thank you so much to Bitcoin Ben and to the whole community for allowing me to have this voice to spread the messages of women all across America. We thank you so much, Sheila, from lotus-shadows.org. Please go visit and give any way that you can. Thank you guys so much. See you next week.
Tired of jumping through hoops to buy Bitcoin? Frustrated with endless paperwork and invasive identity checks? Introducing Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club's loan program. No KYC required. Say goodbye to the hassle and hello to freedom. Borrow up to $250,000 at as little as 7% interest. Join our community and take control of your financial future. Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where privacy meets opportunity. Connect with like-minded individuals and grow together. Visit us today and unlock your $250,000 Bitcoin loan. Your journey to financial freedom starts here.